Qam Yasharahla. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kodash, Barakate Yahawah, Barakate Yahawashi, Barakate Yahawah, Barakate Yahawashi, Barakate Yahawah, Barakate Yahawashi. All right, double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutation to you, our Cambodians pushing this truth in love and sincerity and in charity. Okay, this is the brother Yahawashi from the GMS Bombers Camp, back with another lesson. Okay, this lesson is going to be entitled Part 3 of Serve Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, in brackets, why depend on man when you know the power of the Lord. Okay, why depend on man when you know the power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? Okay, this is 2 Chronicles 16:1-3. Okay, it says, in the 6th and 30th year of the reign of Asa, Bahasham, king of Israel, came up against Judah and built Ramah, to the intent that he might let none go out or come into Asa, king of Judah. Okay, so he basically built a hedge, I would say. Okay, as a matter of fact, let me just look that up. Ramah. Okay. So I'll give 1 minute. Okay. Ramah. All right. A hill. Okay. A town in Benjamin, a home place of Samuel, a fortified city in Naphtali, a place of battle between Israel and Syria. Okay. All right. Basically, that's a hill. All right. Okay, so we see Asa built a hill between, basically a hedge, anyhow. All right. Then Asa brought out silver and gold out of the treasures of the house of Yahawah and of the king's house, and sent to Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, that dwelt at Damascus, saying, there is a league between me and thee, as there was between my father and thy father. Behold, I have sent thee silver and gold. Go and break thy league with Bahasham, king of Israel, that he may depart from me. Okay, so this is Asa showing you that he depended on man. He didn't depend on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi before. He did depend on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi before. Okay? Now, he isn't dependent on Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi no more. He's dependent on man. This is the downfall of him now. Okay? So, as the story go on, I'm going to show you, all right, when you depend on man, okay, what has happened? Why depend on man when you know the power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? When you can depend on him, as you always been doing. Okay? And Ben-Hadad hearkened unto King Asa, and sent the captains of his armies against the cities of Israel, and they smote Ijon and Dan and Abimelech, Abel Mayam, and all the stores cities of Naphtali. And it came to pass, when Bahasham heard it, that he left off building of Ramah and let his work cease. Okay, so Asa used subtlety in this case, without wisdom of fearing Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, that's what he did. He went to man. Okay, and he thinking he used pure wisdom. Okay, but he used the wisdom of this world. Okay, he didn't use the wisdom of fearing Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, all right. Verse 6. Then Asa the king took all Judah, and they carried away the stones of Ramah and the timber thereof, wherewith Bahasham was building. And he built therewith Geba, and Mesphah. Okay? 47. And at that time, Hanani, the seer, came to Asa, king of Judah, and said unto him, okay, check this, because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on Yahawah thy power, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thy hand. Okay? So what Hanani was saying, look here, since you depend on man, and not depend on the Lord, okay, the whole host of Syria, which was about to be in Yan, will escape from you. Will escape from you because why you didn't rely on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. You didn't put your trust in him. Okay? So let me get a precept right here. See Jeremiah chapter 17, okay, verse 5 and 6. Because you trust in man. Okay? Thus said Yahawah, cursed be the man that trusted in man, and maketh flesh his arms, and whose heart departed from the Lord. Okay? So when you put your trust in man, or depend on man, okay, you basically be a curse. Okay? Why depend on man when you know the power of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi? Okay? And many of our people, they do that today. Okay? They put their trust in their pastors. Okay? They put their trust in their leaders. The leaders of this world. Okay? They put their trust, okay, in these presidents, these prime ministers, okay, these ministers, the pastors, okay, and the man they put their trust in overall, not Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? For 6 say, for he shall be like the heat in the desert, and shall not see when good cometh, but shall inhabit the parched places in the wilderness, in the salt land, and not inhabited. Okay? Showing you that the Most High is going to kill them. That's all it is. Okay? When you don't put your trust in him, okay, the Most High take you out. We know ultimately 2/3 is going to be taken out because they are not going to put their trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? So going back here to 2 Chronicles chapter 16 and verse 7 again. And at that time, Hanani the seer, seer also made prophet, came to Asa king of Judah, and said unto him, because thou hast relied on the king of Syria, and not relied on Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, the Elohim, therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thy hand. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubims a huge host, with very many chariots and horsemen? Yet because thou didst rely on Yahawah, he delivered them into thy hands. Okay? And let's prove that. Okay? 2 Chronicles 14 and 11. Okay? As a matter of fact, we start out at verse 10. Okay, because you see here when you read on from verse when you read from the top, anyhow, when you read from the top, you'll understand. Okay, but I'm going to take it from verse 11. And Asa cried unto Yahawah his power, and said, Yahawah, it is nothing with thee to help, whether with many or with them that have no power. Help us, O Yahawah, our Elohim, for we rest on thee, and in thy name we go against this multitude. O Yahawah, thou art our Elohim. Let not man prevail against thee. Okay, so we see Asa cried unto the Most High. Okay, because when you go into it, you saw the Ethiopians and all them. Okay, they came up against Asa. Okay, and Asa cried unto Yahawah. Okay, and said, look here, it is nothing with you, Lord. It is nothing with thee to help. Okay, and the Lord helped. Verse 12. So Yahawah smote the Ethiopians before Asa and before Judah, and the Ethiopians fled. Okay, so showing you put your trust in Yahweh before, but now since your brother Bahasham was coming up against you, you go on to the Syrians. You put your trust in man. You didn't go on to the Lord no more. And the same thing with our people today. Okay, since this evil spirit or that evil spirit come up upon this man or upon this woman, they go to the pastor. You see, said they go to the Lord themselves. You see, or in the case where you are, something happened to you on your job, something going on between you and your wife or you and your husband, okay, or something going on while you were out there driving, you know. Instead you go to the Lord, you go to man, okay, all right. So, let's go to chapter 12 and verse 3. Okay? Let me take it from the top. And it came to pass when Rehoboam had established the kingdom and had strengthened himself, he forsook the law of Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, and all Israel with him. And it came to pass that in the 5th year of King Rehoboam, Shishka, king of Egypt, came up against Jerusalem because they had transgressed against Yahawah. Okay, with 1,200 chariots and 70,000 horsemen, and the people were without number that came with him out of Egypt, the Lubims, the Sukkims, and the Ethiopians. Okay, so you see here, the Ethiopians again, the same large crowd, the same large number came up against Rehoboam. Okay, came up against Asa. Okay, there's nothing with thee to help. Okay, nothing. All right. So back here in 2 Chronicles chapter 16 verse 8. Were not the Ethiopians and the Lubims a huge host with very many chariots and horsemen? That's just like I read there in chapter 12, verse 1 to 3. Okay, yet because thou didst rely on Yahawah, he delivered them into thine hands. Okay, verse 9. For the eyes of Yahawah run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. Because why? You put your trust in man. Same thing applies to us today. Okay? We'll have this problem and we'll have that problem if we don't put our trust in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? Now those who may think that they living good and deliciously and they ain't calling on the Lord or whatever have you, guess what? You still have problems. Okay? You still having problems because the rich, they ain't happy. Okay? They're always sick. Some of them even have the doctors with them everywhere they go. They are always having problems with their woman, with their children. Okay? Always having problems. Alright? And I'm speaking about our people. Okay? Even these and these other nations, they having problems. Okay? Alright? So, let me read that again. The eyes of Yahawah run to and fro throughout the whole earth, to show himself strong in the behalf of them whose heart is perfect towards him. Okay? Herein thou hast done foolishly, therefore from henceforth thou shalt have wars. You will always have problems. Okay? Alright? Going back to 15 in verse 3 and 4. Okay. Now for a long season Israel had been without the true power, and without a teaching priest, and without law. But when they in their trouble did turn to Yahawah power of Israel and sought him, he was found of them. Okay, so you ain't have your heart right with Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi and putting your trust in him. Okay, you can always have problems. All right, so we was lost throughout the earth, not knowing nothing. Okay, but we remember ourselves now, according to Baruch 2 and 30, we remember ourselves. That's why we serve Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi. Okay, in these times. Okay. Then, verse 10, then Asa was wroth with the seer and put him in the prison house, for he was in a rage with him because of this thing. And Asa oppressed some of the people the same time. Okay, so Asa get mad at the prophet. Okay, because the prophet went and remind him, look here. Remind him and say, look here. Because thou hast relied on the king of Syria and not relied on the Yahawah. Therefore is the host of the king of Syria escaped out of thy hand. He get mad because the prophet tell him that. So what he did, he put him in the prison house. Just like us when we go on the highways and byways, we telling the people them the truth. They get mad at us. They stick off. They call us all type of names. You see? So if they had the power, they say would they kill us right then and there, they would do it. They would do it, boy. Okay? They would do it. All right, verse 11. And behold, the acts of Asia, first and last, lo, they are written in the book of the kings of Judah and Israel. And Asa in the 39th year of his reign was diseased in his feet, until his disease was exceedingly great. Yet in his disease he sought not Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi, but to the physicians. Even when this man was sick, just like our people today, even when they're sick, they go to Jesus. They don't hear this truth. Okay? They put their trust in the doctors. Doc, I know you're going to get it straight now. I know you. I know. Okay? And when they say, oh Lord, help me, oh Lord, this and oh Lord, that, they ain't mean it. They ain't mean it from their heart. Okay? They just saying it with their mouth, with their lips. That's why Yahawashi said, these people who draw near to me with their lips, but their hearts are far from me. Okay? So like I said, why depend on man when you know the power of Yahawah Bahasham Yahawashi? Okay? So with that, I hope you edify this lesson. So I say that next time, Shalom.